Breaking down a script. In this presentation, we will learn how to break down a script. The script breakdown drives the storyboarding, scheduling, and budgeting process. Your final assignment is to translate a poem into a video. So the first thing we will do is translate your poem into a 2-column script. You can download a blank 2-column script template from the Module 4 Dropbox pre-production package assignment. I have selected a well-known poem that you may have read before. Read the entire poem and pay attention to the visual elements that come to you from the words. Print out the poem so that you can make notes as you read. Look for changes or transitions in the poem. Notice how this poem is already broken down into stanzas or verses. These could easily become natural breaking points for your script breakdown. Next, we will work with the 2-column script. I have placed the lines from the poem in the audio column of the script. You are not required to read the poem line for line in your video, but this is a good place to start the visualization process. Now think about what you want to show your audience on the screen for the first line. For instance, the setting sun is a metaphor for the end of life, and since this poem is about death, it's a perfect visual. In the video column, I'll start with the scene header. The scene header always starts with interior, or INT in parentheses, or exterior, EXT in parentheses, a location, and the time of day. For our first scene, I labeled the header Exterior, Beach, Evening. Notice how I aligned the visual with the first line of the poem. Now look at the next line. What do you visualize? I see an older man in the water swimming and flailing to keep from drowning with the sunset in the background. For the next line of the poem, the man continues to drift out into deeper water while trying to fight his way back to shore. Now, let's transition to the next stanza. When I think of wise men, I think of 3 men. Also, the second line uses the word they, so my next scene will have 3 men in the scene. Since the scene changes to 3 men, we need a scene change. So I added a new header, Interior, Dining Room, Evening. The 3 men are sitting at a table drinking and smoking cigars. They all appear to be talking to each other, yet none seem to be listening. There is a window in the background. It's raining. A bolt of lightning lights up the window. We see a dark hooded figure with a scythe peering in through the window. Again, I align the words from the poem to the appropriate visuals. I would keep doing this until the script is complete. Once the visualization process is done, go back and add in audio cues. I want the visuals to tell the story, but I will use some lines from the poem as a voiceover. I have marked these lines with VO in parentheses. I can also add in cues for other sound effects. I use SFX in parentheses. I often add in music at the end of the production, but if I'm using music that directly accompanies the image, I would add it in and annotate it MUS in parentheses. Now that you get the idea, it's time to get started breaking down your own script. Next, we will discuss the storyboarding process.